Hey guys, welcome to my sports world. It's Tuesday. I made a video yesterday about the 49ers game. I made a video about the Manchester United game. I even made a video about how the Grizzlies did over the weekend. And for some magical reason, my phone decided to basically run havoc yesterday because I used my phone to record with. And maybe I had it in my pocket, maybe something happened. I was like, okay, let's go and do some work. I had to go into work yesterday. And I put it in my pocket. I came home, so upload everything and make it available for you guys. And I see that my phone is shut out. So I'm thinking like, that's weird because I had full battery and it's only been like 4 hours. I haven't used my phone that much. So maybe I'm out of batteries. I didn't think more about it. Plugged in the charger. Turned the phone back on. Nah. It had 46%. So I was like, that's weird. Go into my camera and the album. And there's nothing there. Everything is just, boom, gone. So I'm like, Tried to find it. Went through everything. Tried to recover it. Nah. Nothing. So that was like almost 2 hours. Well, an hour and 46 minutes of videos. It was like 4 or 5, 6 videos. Just gone. Gone. Oh, I tell you, when you record, upload it right away. But I didn't have time. I had to go. I recorded the videos. I knew I was on a time crunch. I looked at the clock. I was like, I better leave. I have to jump in the shower, take a shower, and get out and get started. I had a lot of things to do yesterday. So, these videos are something I do in between work, and I have several work. I'm self-employed, and I do a lot of different kind of work. So, sometimes, some days, it's just nuts. So let's look at what I was... let's try and make this 49ers video all over again. Maybe with a different twist, because I sat down and I did some more homework on things. Because this weekend was terrible. Terrible for sports, terrible for my teams. Flat out all over the board. Man U, Grizzlies, 49ers, all lost. But the biggest loss that stands out is the 49ers loss. And that game is just not good. So I made some notes that I wanted to talk about and take up. Let's start with this. Players. I looked at this game and what I saw was we sure look slow. The players look slow. And I mean, that goes for offense and defense. And I'm wondering what the heck is going on. We look like, we're going to come into this, but we look slow. We look weak. It looks like we have no passion or inspiration. It just looks like we lost our will to play ball, The players look so unengaged. And I've touched on this topic before, and I've said before in previous videos, and month and a half ago, that I think there's a players' uproar or a players' mutiny against Kyle Shanahan going on. Coaches, where do I start? Very little skill level. They're clueless to what's going on around them and how to fix things. Poor management. Overall, across the board for coaches, it is bad. It goes for position coaching, coordinators, manager, GMs, everyone. And then, of course, you have the owner and GM in the front office, where I want to say it's incompetent. It's so incompetent. The players looks like they're giving up. That's what it looks to me. It's almost like the mindset of, we have lost this. There's nothing more to do this season. We can't do any better. So they're almost like they're giving up. And I don't care who you are, or what sport you're in, or what team you are on, or what circumstances you are in. Even if you are knocked out of the playoff race, you never freaking give up. You go in and you treat every game like it's the last game and you depend on it, and it's the Super Bowl. I don't care if you are 1-10 or 1-16 and it's the last game of the season. You go in there and you give it your all and you give it until you bleed, okay? I don't want to see this, oh, we're done, we don't have nothing to play for. And that's what I see from the players. And that is not players we should have on our roster. We, as fans, should expect every player in every game, regardless of how important that game is, to give it their all, give it their best, give sweat, blood, and tears for that uniform. I don't care if there is like, we don't have nothing to play for. Yes, you do. You play for your honor. You play for the team. You play for your fans. You give your fans a freaking experience. And you don't do that by giving up. These players are so... we should just kick them all to the curb. They're worthless pigs. They're worthless pigs. They're up there sucking in millions and millions of dollars. And they whine like prima donnas. Oh, I'm hurt. Oh, we have nothing to play for. Oh, they're better than us. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, Kittle is one of them. Garoppolo is another. Ford is a third one. I can go on and can mention all of them. They are wusses. They are wimps. I have nothing. I have no respect for any of these players. None of them. None of them. They're all a bunch of wusses. And you know what? It comes from the coaching staff. The players are... I'm not saying that this is something they have adapted themselves. This comes from the coaching staff. This comes from the front office. Why? Because the front office is allowing it to happen. The coaches are implementing this into their thoughts and beliefs. The way Shanahan carries himself on the sideline, the way he carries himself in the interviews, the way he play calls, the way he game management, clock management, everything. He's telling the players, we're not good enough. We just might as well just give up. And that's what the players are doing. And I'm not saying that they may be on a conscious level is saying like, oh, let's give up. But that's the vibe that we get. And the players are really soaking this up really good. I'm sick and tired of dealing with losers. And you know what? I have decided not one more penny out of my pocket is going to go towards supporting this franchise until a change happens. And let me tell you, I spend thousands of dollars each year on merchandising. I don't go to the games because I don't live in California. Thank God for that. I don't want to live in California. So I spend a lot of money on franchise things like ball caps, jerseys, regular t-shirts, and it's all authentic, official gear. I never buy any fake or bootleg shit. I always make sure that the ones who deserve the money are the rightful license owners, okay? I'm stopping. I'm not paying another dime for anything that goes to support a team that don't care about the fans. And I saw a video last night, and thank God I didn't put the video out, because this comes on top of it. I'm going to come back to that. GM John, where is he? All I see from him is a few phone interviews with Rich Eisen here and there. That's all. He's missing in action. He's passive. You might as well don't have one, okay? And the job he's done when it comes to recruiting and drafting, because that's a GM's job, has been piss poor. Piss poor. He doesn't deserve to be in that position. Kyle and D'Amico Ryan, they're poor. Some of the worst coaching staff and managers in the league is at the Santa Clara facility and at the 49ers. We have one of the worst head coaches, and we for sure has top 3 worst defensive coordinators in D'Amico Ryan. He does not know what he's doing. He should not even be a defensive coordinator for a high school team, okay? That's how low his skill set is, his knowledge. about football. Terrible. Terrible. We went from Robert Saleh, one of the best defensive coordinators, to promote D'Amico Ryans, who has shown nothing to get that job. What has he shown in the past to be qualified for something that important in such an important team as the 49ers? To become the defensive coordinator. He hasn't showed anything in the past that really says, oh yeah, he is the best freaking candidate we can find ever. It is so stupid. Now, York, where do I start? A lumpy little boy. That's what he is. He's a little boy. And he runs the team like a little boy, okay? I don't care what you are and how much money you have. You don't have my respect, that's for sure. I stopped respecting Jed York years ago. He's not even a little speck of dust of his uncle. His uncle, 5 Super Bowls he took the 49ers to. This little boy, he doesn't know what a Super Bowl is. He doesn't even know how to get to a Super Bowl. The 2 Super Bowls we've gone to is not because of him. Trust me, it's not because of him. He's the worst owner you can have. Except for maybe the owners of the Houston Texans and the Jets. Do you see a pattern here? We have the top 3 worst coaches and coordinators flat out all over the board. We have the top 3 worst players all over the board, flat out. We have the top 3 worst GMs in the league, flat out, all over the board. We have the top 3 worst owners of any team in the NFL, all over the board. You see a pattern here? Yes. We are a bad team. We suck. We suck, and we don't deserve any better. And that's why we as a fan should really stand up and say, you know what? We've had it. We've had it. Now I'm going to back up my claims, okay? The stats are in. These are official stats from the NFL. If you want to look them up, look them up. Okay. We are the 3rd worst team in the NFC. Look it up. We are. We are the 3rd worst team in the NFC. Out of 16 teams, we're the 3rd worst one. I can only think of, I can only see one that is, 2 that is worse than us. Washington football team and the Lions. Now, let's look at that. The worst team in the NFC. Well, let's do the whole league. Isn't that much better? Yeah, okay. The whole league. Remember, we were the top 3. We were the number 3 worst team in the NFC. When it comes to the whole league, we are number 5. We are right now the 5th worst team in the NFL. We can start with the worst one. Lions. They are at 0. Washington, and the next one is Texans, 111. The next one is Dolphins, 222. Washington football team, 250. Then us, San Francisco, 375. We're far away from being a 500 team. We're 375 right now. We're the 5th worst team in the league. We're the 3rd worst team in the NFC. Not by default. Not by a fluke. That's by default. Where were we last year? Oh, that's right. We were poor then too. Right now we sit at 3-5-0. 3 wins, 5 losses. The really bad thing here is, if you look at how we have won and lost games, we have 3 wins away from home and 1 loss away from home. At home field event, when we have home field advantage when we play in Santa Clara, this year so far, 0 wins and 4 losses. Yeah, that's really good, right? No, I'm sorry about my hair. I don't care right now. When it comes to scoring points, let's look at that, because that is also pretty terrible. We have scored 185 points. We have allowed 202. So we have allowed more than we have scored. And that's why we're losing games. And that speaks to a poor defense. You might say, oh, we play good. We sacks and we... No, I have said it before and I said it again. We have a defense that can play good, but it plays bad. It plays good in certain times, plays bad. It goes up and down. There's no consistency. We have flashes. But newsflash for you, all teams do that. even the worst ones, the bad ones, have a few good moments here and there. So don't get carried away. When it comes to scored points, on average we score, and this is a little bit lopsided because we scored a lot of points in the first game against the Lions, and since then it hasn't been much. So expect this average to go way down within the next few games. Scored goals average per game is 23.12. Allowed goals average per game is 25.25. So 2.23 points something more allowed than we score in each game. When you do that, you're not going to win games. When you do that, you're going to suck. So it shows we are one of the top 3 worst teams in the NFL. Don't expect it to become any better, because here's the next thing. Next game is the Rams, Monday Night Football. Jeez. The Rams is going to walk all over us, and we're going to be beaten badly. This is going to be a bad loss. This is one of those losses. And if you think that the Cardinals with Colt McCoy, who looked like freaking Tom Brady against us, we allowed McCoy to look like Tom Brady. And they didn't even have their number 1 wide receiver. If you think that the loss against the Cardinals was bad, just wait until we are up against Stafford with Kupp, Woods, Jefferson, Higbee, you name it. They have so many weapons. Well, and they want to revenge their loss against the Titans. And guess who they're going to take it out on? Here comes the 49ers. The sitting Ducks. Jeez, it's going to be a big one. I mean, if we can score 10 or 17 points, I think we're going to be happy with that. But you know what? We're going to probably allow way over 40 points in this game. I see Stafford putting up a 40-plus game on us. So we're gonna lose against the Rams coming up next Monday. We're probably the next game after that is the Jaguars. We have to win that game. But now I'm a little bit concerned because they just beat the Bills. So now they got this blood on their teeth, and they want to go out and do it again. And now they gotta win. They know they can win now. They beat the Bills. I know the Bills had a bad game and all that stuff, but they beat the Bills. And now they're going like, oh, the next one is 49ers. We are just as good as them. I wouldn't be surprised. I have it as a win here on my thing, but you know what? I'm going to freaking put that as a loss as well. This is going to look so bad for us. So, Rams, Jaguars, Vikings, Seahawks, Bengals are the next 5 games. And all those games we're going to lose. Trust me. There's not one game there that we have chance of winning. The Bengals, right now the way they're playing, nah. Seahawks, they're getting Russell Wilson back this week. And the Seahawks is like 4 weeks away. So guess what? All the rust that Russell Wilson have collected over the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it's going to be gone. So you're going to have a Russell Wilson who's ready to go and ready to play again. And we're going to be beat so badly. And I think that game is, I'm not sure where he plays, if it's home or not. But it doesn't really matter. But all our home game, we know we're going to lose because we lost all the home games so far this year. So then it comes to the Falcons game. And I mean, we got to win the Falcons game. But you know what? The Falcons just got a good win this weekend. So you know what? I have it as a win, but I'm going to change this to a loss. And then we have the Titans. And you know what? We're never going to win against the Titans. Not a chance in hell. The Titans is going to pound us to the ground. And this is so late in the season. I haven't really looked into how long Derrick Henry will be out. But now they're having Adrian Peterson. And he did good against the Rams. So regardless, they're going to pound us to the ground. And then we have the second last game of the season is to the Texans. And In the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, we have 9 games to go. In the last 9 games, I see us win 1 game, and that's against the Texans. Because the last game is against the Rams. So, when this season is over, it's a headache just to think about it. When this season is over, we're going to be 4-13. That's my prediction. The way we play right now, the way our defense is, the way our offense is, there's not much hope in this team. I see us go into a 4-13 season. And that's terrible. And you know what? It's not going to help us. It's not going to help us in any way, shape, or form ending up with a 4-13. It's not going to help us in the draft. Normally, you when you end up that bad, okay, at least we get a good draft position. But we don't. We have already pawn shopped our next 2 years. So the next 2 years, we have slim pickings. This in 2022, we don't have a first round. We have a second, but we don't have a third. We have a fourth. We have a fifth and sixth and seventh. Because I'm not sure when the future hits in for the new pass rusher we got, which is a terrible trade. And we gave a late future in that, and that's like a 6 or 7 or something like that. But I don't know which year that will kick in. It might be in 2024 or something. Yeah, next year we have almost no picks, and I'm gonna come back to that. But so this game that we saw this weekend was so terrible. Once again, it was down to Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan lost this game. We run the ball. Elijah Mitchell, that right now is one of our best running backs due to injuries and all that stuff, carry the ball and run the ball 11 times in this game. 11 times! Cuckoo! Kyle Shanahan cuckoo. Because clearly he doesn't know how to win a game and what the strength of this team is. But he wants to throw it, and once again, Garoppolo, turnover, intercepted. Not that meant too much in this game because we were already on the losing end of it. But it shows you that he doesn't know how to play the game. I mean, Kyle Shanahan. It's such a bad thing when you see Kyle Shanahan on the sideline. You know that. I know now that going up into the next game, we're going to lose again. The players don't believe in Kyle. The fans don't believe in Kyle. The only ones believe in Kyle is Kyle himself. And to some extent, Jed York, because we don't hear from him. Jed York doesn't have the balls to fire Kyle Shanahan. I think Jed York is afraid of Kyle Shanahan. And you know what? Kyle Shanahan is too weak. He's too weak. He has too many flaws, and his coaching style and his coaching approach is wrong. He doesn't know what he's doing. He has lost 2 Super Bowls, not the players. He has lost 2 Super Bowls. One with the Falcons and one with us. And as long as Jed York do not do anything about Kyle Shanahan, because Kyle Shanahan should have been fired when we went into the bye week. Jed York should have pulled him aside and said, you know what, your work here is done. We don't need your services anymore. Did he? No. And we see what is going on right now. The players are having a players' mutiny, uproar against Kyle. They don't want to play for him. That's clear. They do not want to play for Kyle. They're not playing for Kyle. They're not even playing for themselves. So something is really wrong. The fans, I hope the fans really take notice of what's happening. We are so bad right now, and we're only getting worse. I have another video coming up right after this one, so stay tuned. But you know what? I'm not going to even give this last game any more thoughts because it's not worth it. Take care, guys.